Emily felt trapped in a life that seemed ordinary, but left her restless every single day. She woke up, went to work, returned home, and repeated the same routine, feeling the weight of her dreams slipping further away with every passing moment. She watched others succeed, achieve their goals, and live lives full of purpose, and she couldn't help but wonder why she couldn't do the same. Why did she feel stuck, incapable, as if no matter what she tried, she couldn't move forward? She had dreams, ambitions, and ideas that excited her at first. But over time, fear, doubt, and the pressure of everyday life had buried them deep inside. She spent years overthinking, worrying about whether she was doing the right thing, comparing herself to others, and letting small failures convince her that she would never be successful. One evening, after a particularly exhausting day, Emily sat alone in her small apartment and stared out the window at the city lights. She realized that she had been waiting for a miracle, expecting some sudden event to magically change everything in her life. She understood that waiting would get her nowhere. Life was not going to hand her the opportunities she longed for. She had to take action herself. That night, she made a decision that would change everything. She would start taking small, intentional steps every day to move closer to the life she wanted. It didn't need to be a massive leap or a dramatic change. The key was consistency and focus, and she was determined to try. The first step was simple. She began journaling for 10 minutes every morning. She wrote down one goal for the day, one habit she wanted to improve, and one way she could challenge herself. At first, it seemed almost meaningless. She wasn't sure if writing in a notebook could actually change her life. But after a few days, she noticed a shift in her mindset. Her thoughts became clearer, she felt more focused, and a small spark of motivation began to grow. Emily realized that even tiny steps, when done consistently, could accumulate into significant change over time. Next, she added small but deliberate habits to improve her health and well-being. She started walking 15 minutes every afternoon, not just for exercise, but to clear her mind, reflect on her goals, and think creatively. She listened to motivational podcasts and audiobooks that taught her new skills and perspectives. She began paying attention to her nutrition, cooking meals that fueled her body and mind. Each action seemed minor in isolation, but together they began to shift her energy and outlook. She was becoming more alive, more confident, more focused. At work, Emily decided to step outside her comfort zone. She volunteered for projects she would have avoided before, spoke up in meetings, and shared ideas she had been too afraid to express. She started taking initiative to solve problems that no one else wanted to tackle. Slowly, her colleagues began to notice. Her energy, determination, and creativity set her apart. Opportunities started appearing that she had never imagined. Connections were made, and doors opened simply because she had chosen to take small actions consistently. At home, she applied the same principle. She organized her space, dedicated time to hobbies that gave her joy, nurtured relationships that uplifted her, and let go of routines and habits that drained her energy. She stopped worrying about things she couldn't control and focused on what she could influence. Each small choice compounded over time, creating momentum that transformed her mindset, her confidence, and her overall happiness. Emily started to see the power of incremental change. Every day mattered, every action mattered, and over time, her life began to shift in ways she had only dreamed about. Not every day was easy. Some mornings, doubt crept in, whispering that she wasn't good enough, that her efforts were pointless, that the world was too overwhelming. On those days, she reminded herself of the mantra she had created. Small steps every day lead to big changes. She understood that consistency, even when imperfect, was far more important than waiting for the perfect conditions or the perfect moment. Even on difficult days, taking a tiny step forward kept her momentum alive. Weeks turned into months, and the results became undeniable. Emily's performance at work improved significantly. She was recognized for her initiative, her creativity, and her dedication. She developed new skills that expanded her opportunities, and she began to embrace challenges as chances to grow rather than obstacles to fear. Her confidence soared. Her relationships improved as she showed up as her authentic self. She smiled more, spoke with more authority, and approached life with a new sense of optimism. Emily understood that transformation does not come from dramatic leaps or overnight success. It comes from steady, intentional progress. Each small choice, repeated consistently over time, builds a foundation that can lead to extraordinary results. The cumulative effect of her daily actions created a life that felt almost miraculous, yet it was simply the result of discipline, patience, and persistence. Her story shows that anyone, regardless of their starting point, can begin to change their life today. You don't need to quit your job, move to a new city, or reinvent yourself entirely to see change. All it takes is one small step. Start with a single action. Dedicate a few minutes each day to your growth and build from there. Write down a goal. Take 10 minutes to learn something new. Reach out to a mentor or someone who inspires you. Take a walk, meditate, reflect, or tackle one task you've been avoiding. These seemingly small actions, when repeated consistently, create momentum that leads to massive transformation. Emily's journey teaches a crucial lesson. Change starts with commitment, not perfection. Progress matters more than immediate results. Every small decision contributes to the person you will become tomorrow. Each day is a chance to build the life you've been dreaming of. Her story proves that growth, confidence, and fulfillment are built step by step, one action at a time. The ripple effect of these small choices can impact your career, relationships, health, mindset, and overall happiness in ways you never thought possible. Take a step today. Commit to a tiny action that moves you closer to your goals. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait until you feel ready. Start where you are with what you have. Each choice, each effort, no matter how small, matters. Emily's story reminds us that small steps lead to the biggest changes, that transformation is built quietly over time, and that consistency and determination can create miracles in everyday life. If Emily's journey inspired you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Start today, take your first step, and remember that every action counts. Small steps may seem minor at first, but they have the power to completely transform your life. Your journey begins now.